everybody, and welcome back to 3-2 Brew. Today we're going to be doing some pre-modern testing. We're going to be running through with another variation of the rack. This time we're going with green-black. I finally bit the bullet and bought myself some tempting worms. Yeah, just going to see how this runs. It's a very interesting build. I've done a bit of play testing with it, and I've just been kind of toying around with it. We have tempting worms in here, 4 rats, 4 giants. Rotting Giant is an all-star, huge fan of that. Trying to stay away from heavy devotion to black cards with the splash. 1 Cabal Therapy, 4 Duress, 3 Chain of Smog, 4 Funeral Charm, 3 pieces of different kinds of removal. Don't exactly know, sometimes you want an Edicts, exactly, etc., etc. 2 Curse Scroll, 4 Rack, 3 Library. Sideboard, we're hading out green with some Perish. Of course, we have Tempting Worm, but hopefully we should be able to clear the way. 2 Infest, 3 Gloom, really want to hate down those white decks, 3 Plagues for the Tribal. 4 Naturalize and 2 Furnace. So I'm very interested to see how this deck runs through. We have a decent land mix here. Don't have any fetches to complement, sadly, but we're looking to gut the hand and drop the worm and let them know what a 5/5 for 2 mana looks like. So very interested to see how this plays through in another period of testing and how I feel about it. I haven't been super thrilled with it so far, but again, I don't have a ton of games with it yet. So appreciate everybody who watches these videos, all the comments and everything. I really enjoy interacting with you all, so thank you again. But without further ado, let's hop into it. On the play here, going in. Ooh, I like that. We got Library, we got Treetop, we got Rotting Giant, we got Chain of Smog. We got everything. We're just 2-drop heaven right now. Put in the Treetop, let it cook through. All right, Jackal Pup. Just going to develop a nice little Sylvan library here. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Okay. Yes, I would like to use its ability. Put on top. Reflecting Pool. Maybe I should have developed the board, but I'm not scared. I'm going to smog them. The next turn, I'm going to drop Rotting Giant with a fetch land. I'm going to Chain of Smog them again, unless they make me discard. So they are Zoo. Very nice to know. Go on, send it back. No? All right. So be it, so be it. We got Infest for this matchup. Infest and Perish. They got their own Treetop they want to toy with. Respect that. Without a doubt, I'm sending another Chain of Smog their way. Okay. Yes, I would. Cabal Therapy. Put on top and put on top. Let's go fetch ourselves a nice little green source here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, Chain of Smog. Doing a little fetcheroo here. Incinerate? Oh, Bolt. Bolt. That's why I held the Rotting Giant. So now they can go to the Hellbent. Send it back at me. Okay. We're going to drop in a Therapy and a Llanowar Waste. Say any order. No, I do not wish to copy it again. I got everything I need out of that interaction. And there we are. We are at 8. I'm mindful of that. Okay. All right. Put on top. Drop in the rack. Let them get some pings. We got defense. We can eat a Treetop Village. We can defend with a Rotting Giant. They can flash back at Elephant if they really want to. They are the master of their own domain. I respect that. Another library. Put on top. Put on top. Just going to drop that on in there. I am going to fetch this fetch line, or I'm going to crack this fetch line. Okay. Throwing a bolt downtown. I respect that. It's going to be 6/7. Animate my own treetop village. Toss a block in here. That fetch land is effectively offline, sadly. Alright. GG's. GG's. Alright, we got ways to deal with this. We have Perish and Infest. They're going to have their own library, so Naturalize is a thing. And Furnace does some work as well here. The rest is good. Therapy, I don't want to be flashbacking. Vendetta, we need to care about toughness. Or life, I mean. Smother is good against them. Edict is schmedium. Probably take out Edict. Smog is good, but they do not mind going completely hellbent on us. Duress, the rack. I don't want to take out all of my discard. Maybe I can't fight them on that Axi there. And maybe it's only 3 Naturalize. Let's try it on this route. See how this feels. On the play again here. Alrighty. Turn 1 Duress. Turn 2 Rats. Turn 3 drop Treetop. Develop another Rats. Gotta let them know who we are and what we're cooking with. I feel like this is a deck where maybe you should mulligan until you have like a turn 1 hand hate. Yeah, we'll take the Incinerate. Mountain and the pup. Well, I'm gonna let you know that I got a ravenous rats, my friend. Drop the call of the herd. Forest. We got Theros Forest. Very nice. They didn't have 2 Incinerate. Nah, there's that Mog Fanatic. Well, I'm about to teach them the power of street knowledge. I'm actually just going to develop like this. Oof. So they're playing a heavy elephant build. I respect that. Shock to clear the way. Okay. That's a disgusting draw. Just taking a Fire Blast this turn. Next turn, we can clear them out if they drop a Sylvan Library. Is there Jackal Pup beats that they wanted? I'm going to fire up the Treetop Village and just go in for some beats. Get in there. Okay. They're going to take a shock this turn. We do not want to draw lands here, so I think I'd like to fetch. We need some hand hate. This is actually a great spot for a Chain of Smog, but sadly we don't have it. That's a disgusting pickup. Just going to get in here. Okay. They're going to kill my thing, I'll kill their thing. Eye for an eye. Double rack putting in work, no lands from them. See what they got over there. Show me your secrets. Double Grim Lavamancer. Interesting that they haven't decided to deploy that. I guess they want to get above the rack first, which I respect as well. Okay, there's a Lavamancer. All right, deck, come on. Give me some more action. I've treated you well. I'm going to die to this Lavamancer if you don't. With Carplusion Force. That one we did not know about. Ravenous Rats. There's the mountain we knew about. They'll take a shock this turn. They can clear my rats with a Grim Lavamancer. Okay. Oh, they're going to hit me. Okay. Funeral Charm would do wonders here. Might have been a little bold. Oh, actually, I just lost. I didn't even think about that. Because they just banged me with Grim Lavamancer. Untap. Yeah, I screwed that one up. Untap. They didn't put the other Lavamancer in? Wow. They definitely had two. I am shook right now. You know, flashback call? Wow. So many questions. Attack with Tempting Worm. Okay. Still on a slow drain from the rack. Maybe they just missed the line. Because here I'll just chump. Naturalize. To another Lavamancer. Not going coast to coast. Tempting Worm. They have to block. Okay. Tempting Worm. Okay. Didn't drop anything in. Very confused at the sequencing. They need 3 blockers here. They definitely had me dead. They have a shock? Okay. So they trade. They play into Fire Blast? Ah, GG's. Yeah, they definitely had me there. All right, all right. We're on the draw here. Chain of Smog feels so good. I just don't know. Engineer Plague, the Elephant, the Elephants even. Maybe they're not on the library like I thought they were. Yeah, I think I just stick with that. Ooh, no. Yes. Bottom. Swamp. Duress. Take your lightning bolt. Forest. Lavamancer. Okay. River boa. Very interesting. I don't know if this was the correct thing to actually do here or not. I really don't. Because they can actually, they can't Lavamancer. They would need... Oh, they can Incinerate and then Lavamancer. I got both naturalized when I sided some out. That's kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. Hit it with a Lavamancer. Okay. Alright. That's fine with me. Got another. Incinerate's gone. Just dropping the rack. Got a bit unlucky with the land situation here. They're only hitting for 2. River boa can regenerate, so that's a bummer. They're hitting for 3, sorry. Oh, they got Treetop Village too. I'm an idiot. Oof. We might have screwed ourselves there. I was hoping that we could just get enough of an advantage. I mean, what is this right now? Like, what is this? What? I only have 2 naturalized in the deck still. To see both of them is kind of crazy. The River Boa can just regenerate, but if I block it, it saves the most amount of damage. Ah, that's a shock. They can boot up Treetop, get in, hit me with a shock. I'm effectively at 3. That's not a good draw. The double naturalized showing up was just a tad unlucky, to be frank. They can boot up, push through, I can block. Yeah. GG's. All right, well, we just didn't get the W there. It's a bummer, but it happens. Let's hop into the next one. On the play against the legendary name of Chunk Buckle. So sick. We'll keep this. I do believe that I am actually interested in developing Curse Scroll this turn. So I'm just going to open up Swamp Curse Scroll. All right, control it is. Llanowar Wastes, Rotting Giant. I don't think this is a great matchup for us. But that's okay. Land go. Forest. Move it on into attack. Exile Wooded Foothills. Just get in there. We got a 1 in 4 shot to hit the correct naming here. Go up here. Let's name Swamp. See if this hits. Reveal our Reflecting Pool. Bummer. We'll play a Bloodstained Mire. Fetch again for another Swamp. I think we're gonna do Cabal Therapy naming Factor Fiction here. Okay, swords. This is a position where duress would probably just be better. Factor Fiction. AK, Counterspell, Decree, Humility. Okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's a very nice hand from them, actually. Okay. They can hit their AK here. Interesting. I guess they got a planes in hand. They don't necessarily need to. Yep, that's fine with me, actually. Go up top here. Name Swamp. Oh, it hit. Treetop Village. Green enchantment removal. Naturalize. Okay. We're going to do this again and name Treetop Village. No hit, Reflecting Pool. Chain of Smog. That's pretty cracked. Ain't gonna sit here and lie about it. Yeah, they got a counterspell. Okay. Hardcore Waste, we saw them play that out, and they played that Plains as well. We got a 50-50 shot on the Swamp right now. We're not looking too good against this Decree, though. We're kind of cooked. Another AK. Chunk Buckle. What a good name. Should I go Reflecting Pool or Swamp? I think it's Reflecting Pool. We'll see if lightning can strike twice in the same place. It can. It can. Which means I can now Chain of Smog. There's the FA. AK and Plains. I wanted to not give them a manland. Wrath of God. 1, 2, boot up. Get some Treetop Village beats in. Let me see if I can get through combat here, actually. Yeah. Let's go Decree of Justice. Mana Leak? AK. Decree of Justice. Very nice. That is gone. They got a pretty nice looking hand. They got a Swords of Plowshares. There's the Plains from hand. We have not drawn a whole lot of action. I'm not going to let my Treetop Village get slammed. Unstep. No way. Oh, okay. It's got an impulse. I was about to say. You found out a Decree that fast? Here, though, we can Curse Scroll hit. I mean, we have him on a 4-turn clock, which probably isn't fast enough with Curse Scroll. Which is a bit of a bummer, but is what it is. They have a Forbid and everything. Go up top here. with the swamp. Very nice. Okay. Second forest. We're ahead in the life gain side of this. No end step actions. Early resolve curse scroll putting in wonders for us right now. That's a bummer. Swamp. Okay. Well, they found their disenchant. This list is looking like one that I played against recently, and that you'll be seeing very soon on the channel. Because I really enjoyed it. Let me go grab just another swamp here. Play this in. Tempting Worm isn't even good, though. So I don't have any main deck humility answers. So I kind of want this to get counterspelled, funny enough. Forbid works as well. Yeah. Treetop Village is a real pain point. Interesting. They must have more of them. That's what? 2 swords? Let's see what they're cooking with over there. They might counterspell this. Forbid. You're gonna buy that baby back? Pitching Force Spike and Disenchant. Okay. You know what? I feel like a gambling man right now. I'm gonna boot up Treetop Village. Alright. That's fine with me. Gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta force them to have it. That's the biggest thing. Let's see. It's only one. So they have a decree. Very conclave. Okay, getting them beats in. I respect that. I'm a man of culture. Ooh. That's going to be really fun to watch them burn a forbid on that. Or a counterspell. I hope they burn a counterspell on it. Forbid would be kind of funnier, but counterspell's probably the correct one. Forbid. Yeah, they can't buy that back. I was about to say. All right, well, we're drawing the lands. We know the deck has lands in it. That's good, I guess. Conclave coming in again. I would absolutely kill for another man land, please. Funeral Charm. Well, we know they got Counterspell. I'm just going to keep pushing Funeral Charms at that Fairy Conclave. I'm going to let it know let it know my thoughts on this situation. Dun, 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 dun. Are you going to burn a Counterspell on it? I'm on a 9-turn clock, so that is worthy of a Mercadian Mask's Counterspell. What a beautiful artwork. Who did that? Galleon. They've done quite a few cool works, actually. Well, here's some actual factual onboard pressure. ETB isn't going to work, but that doesn't matter. They're going to have to hold back the Fairy Conclave or just get 2 more beats in and go to 1. I wonder what they got in their hand over there. I'd love a duress to find out. No way. You gonna swords that? You're gonna Fairy Conclave and block. Doing this forces them to. This takes the pressure off the board. But once they find their cycler, it's kind of GG's for me. Off. Factor Fiction. Probably AK here. AK probably gets you more cards than Faf. Really? Wow. Wild. Was not expecting that. Huh. Well, I'm going to slam a Tempting Worm. We're playing off the top. Get another Faf. Impulse. Factory. Nice. Did not take the Dust Bowl. There is tremendous upside to that, funny enough. They're getting low, though, on deck count. Here comes the Factory. Yep. That's a huge hit. I don't think they have a Wasteland or anything. This treetop village is it's going to be some serious work. Do we have all the swords out of their deck? 1, 2, 3. There's still 1 left. That's nasty. That's a nasty boy. It's close. It's very, very close here. All right, they let that resolve. I think they have the cycler in their hand. That's why I didn't attack with Treetop. Yep. Okay. Okay. Factory is getting fired up. Interesting. They're really putting the pressure on here, huh? I will have to boot up Treetop. Probably have the swords. The last swords in their deck. Unbelievable. Block here. Okay. Let me see the magic numbers. Put on top, put on top. I actually don't think there's any outs. I'm not going to kill my opponent with the clock either. GG's. We begin sideboarding. Naturalize is going to become a big part of this, as is Engineered Plague, as is Infest. Very nice. We are on the play here, so Rotting Giant, Tempting Worms, Smother, all spot removal. Actually, that's not true. I kind of know the deck we're playing against. And I do think that can go and Smother can go. But a single piece of spot removal is not a bad thing. We need to cut more. Funeral Charm does work. I guess that can go. Chain of Smog just has a very low likelihood of ever resolving. Tempting Worm is very good if I can resolve and keep it on board. Maybe it's just 2 less. 61 card special. See if we can out control the control deck. Most likely not, but I'm going to give it a shot. On the play. Double Tempting Worm. I'm going to teach him the real power of street knowledge here. Tap land. Give me a tap land. No. I'm just going to slam Big Worm. Force Spike? Big Worm. They're about to drop so many lands in, probably. I'm going to guess 3 total lands. No, 4 total. They have 7 cards. Whoa, nasty. Absolutely nasty. Lol. That was wrong. Go to combat. Four blocks. Naturalize. Come on. No whammies. Darn. Alrighty. Get in for some combat. They play the land drop. Very nice. I did just YOLO there. Tempting Worm probably does seem bad. I'm not the best at playing it, but I'm decent to say the least. 8K. Tap land. Show me Naturalize off the top, please. There it is. Keep that in hand. Attack with Tempting Worm. Just going to continue to jam it. Crazy they had their humility again, though. There's an impulse for them. They find a swords. I'm just going to find another Tempting Worm. Already leave my hand. Nothing you can do about it. You can't stop me. Whoops. Target player discards a card. Told you. Okay. Put on top. Oops. I did not put that on top. Whoopsie. That's on me. And then another curse scroll. One, two doesn't work. Let's see. Keep that in hand. Just get combat. All right, they're going to sacrifice the Fairy Conclave. That's summoning sick. Yeah, that's summoning sick, brother. All right, GG's. Begin the sideboarding. I like that plan. I like that plan of attack a lot. 4 naturalize, right call. Perish Gloom. You know what? Is Gloom good in this deck? One less Infest and a Gloom instead? I'm gonna go double Gloom. This is a wild hand, and I'm gonna keep it. I dig it. I dig what it's trying to do. I even got some backup here. You got a Force Spike or an Annul? Don't seem like it. Looks like they got an Annul, though. Wasteland. Interesting. I'm gonna just play a Treetop Village. Keep it pushing. If you Wasteland me, you're not on more mana than I. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. I'm dropping the worm. Going to Wormtown. All right, Factory and a Conclave. That's a pretty good pickup. Disenchant. Okay. I'm gonna cast a Gloom here. Swords. Okay. No response, though. So the next Tempting Worm we have is going to be pretty darn nasty. Yeah, buddy. I see you out here. I see what you're trying to do. What I'm telling you is that you got to discard a card. Forbid is forgotten. Gloom, though, messing stuff up. Here they can cast another Disenchant on the Gloom, but we're still going to have Plague up as an option. I'm going to bring in the Rack here. Okay. Can't win them all. Go grab ourselves another forest then. Meddling Mage. What are you gonna name? You haven't seen a... Okay. Look at that. They're omniscient. Gonna boot this bugger up. Gonna get in here. I think at the current rate that this opponent is at, gonna name Soldier. I think that's the right name. You haven't seen any... Tempting Worm? Maybe? Ooh, a Dust Ball. That's bad news for me. Okay. Yep, get the factory up, get some 4 beats down. Can't play my curse scroll. Soldier might have been ambitious, but I wanted to just get that off. I wanted to completely take the cycle opportunity out. Holding up their mana. Oh, tempting worm. Going for it. Didn't put anything in. Nice little late game tempting worm. Swords of Plowshare is going to cost them if they want it. All right. Still get in with the factory, though. It's not that big of a life swing. This mage is a real problem. I like the mage out the board here. Or maybe it was even main board. We just didn't see it. All right. The rat can come out. Hit him for 1 here. I need some more tempting worms in my life. Maybe another gloom even. Both of them have been sent to exile. I know they got a disenchant over there. I see them tapping and untapping it. Or maybe I'm tripping. Chunk buckle though. Good lad. Just going to clean that up with Dust Bowl. We're in a very precarious position. We need some more creatures. Preferably a Tempting Worm. Because here they can just Dust Bowl. I'd probably sack the Ardcar Wastes. Personally. We got a Foff here. A Disenchant. Disenchant. Being used. Alright, that resolves. We're not going to get hit by the rack. Sorry, everyone. Just chatting with us. Glad you're here, though. I really am. I love having new people in the format. Dust Bowl away my treetop. Ain't gonna lie to you, though, John. You seem pretty on top of this. Not your first time driving blue-white, is it? I can tell. Diabolic Edict would do miles here. Ooh. Engineer Plague. We're going to name Human. Okay. One more Plague off the top, and we're going to be looking a little bit better. Fairy Conclave can get in the mix here, though. I basically need an edict right now, or I'm dead. See what they're cooking with over here. What you got? A Null Wrath of God. Hey, GG's. If you need anything, or knowledge, let me know. 3-2 brew on YouTube. All right, well, we took the L there, even though it says we won. Just wanted to say GG's this opponent. John, hope I see you at some locals. It would be fantastic to see you there. Top on into the third match. Ooh, this is not a keepable hand, sadly. We do have green and we do have black, but we do not have any hand disruption. And then this is very keepable. Right now we're curved at 2. We don't have any green mana, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'm going to bottom probably the swamp so I can fetch, drop Curse Scroll, fetch Rotting Giant, and just keep it pushing. I want the fetch lands to fuel the Rotting Giant. Uh-oh. City of Brass, we're up to no good out here. Is this Feb? I have a feeling this is Feb. Let's go fetch. Drop me in a Curse Scroll. This is Feb. We're going to be, yeah, this is feeling like Feb to me. Uh-huh. You have a Maya Granger, a little bit of Rampy McRampersons. I just watched this deck the other day. I'm not very familiar with it. I'm going to be completely honest with everyone. Gonna go snatch me a Rotting Giant. Probably not going to pay the Echo. Could have left up mana there to force a Diabolic Edict, but I did not. 3 mana war. Interesting. Okay. That's a good pickup. Here we can hit him with the rats. Maybe this is a Lauren, actually. This could be Bant Lauren. Or Bug Lauren. One more land lets us Rotting Giant, though. We'll take a mana war hit. Not a problem for me. One more mana lets us Chain of Smog and Rotting Giant. Okay. Radiance Dragoons. Rotting Giant. And then I'm personally going to eat this bird. Just to take him off a little bit of mana. They can pay for the Dragoons if they want to. Okay, they will. Okay. They lost their gemstone mine. Ooh. That's a pretty darn good card. I'm just going to make him sack a creature here. I don't want to quite give up my Tempting Worm yet. I don't want them kicking the Chain of Smog back to me. If I could find a green source right here, so I could Chain of Smog, really Tempting Worm plus Chain of Smog. Oh, Oath of Ghouls. Okay. So I believe they just get to continually loop here. But I could be incorrect. I'm going to Chain of Smog them. I'll give up on my Tempting Worm dream because I can then pick off the Llanowar Elves. They're going to get hit for 6 here. Nope, I don't need to copy it. They'll get banged for 6. Okay. I never really understood that card. So they get a card back. Okay. Discard spell here would be very powerful. And it is. I could have him take 4 here. I'm not opposed to that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to make him take 4. We drop a wall of blossoms. We'll just get it back, which is a bit of a bummer. But we're closing in on like Curse Scroll closing the game out territory, which I'm rather happy about. I'm going to go up top with this. Swamp. Drop that. They don't draw life gain right here, then we're good to go. They can get a creature back, whatever they want. Manowar only bounces creatures. This is cool though. I kind of like the way this Oath of Ghouls is working. I always wondered how that card would work. Naturalize for sure. Perish and Infest seems very good. I believe that's the type of setup we want. Vendetta's good. I believe that Tempting Worm might not be good here. I don't want to say that's true, but it does sort of feel that way. Do I cut Tempting Worm? Tempting Worm is so powerful. Kind of feels like I do. Smother has quite a few targets. Chain of Smog felt really good. Yeah, I feel like Tempting Worm has to go in this matchup. It's a very odd feeling. We'll just run it with 62. Alright, we have green. We have black. This is where we decide if we want to do turn 1 treetop. Nah, we're going to go turn 1 duress. So I can Cabal Therapy them next turn. Nothing. Okay. So we got an Elder. We got a Wall of Blossoms and a Granger. They played the Reflecting Pool and the Blossoms. Okay. I'm going to drop this in tapped. And I'm just going to proactively hit the Yabamaya Granger. I don't want them just getting a free land. Whoops, they still have a Llanowar Elves. That's my fault. Next turn, we can drop Ravenous Rats and flash it back. There's the City of Brass we knew about. Going for the Elder. Smart move. See if they discard the Llanowar Elves? They do. Alright. We'll chill. We're gonna get real punished if they just drop Oath of Ghouls here. But it is what it is. Should have brought in Graveyard Hate. I'm a stupid one for not bringing in the Phyrexian Furnace. I only thought about fighting it on the board. Here comes that big Chungus at 2-5. Oh, an Avalanche Rider. Interesting. Alright, they're going to hit the swamp. Okay. That's all right with me. So we know they have a... Oh, they dropped a reflecting pool. They just have one mystery card in hand. Let's let them think that I'm off of green. Or off of black, I mean. And then we'll drop a routing giant on them. See if they want to pay this. Nope. Ghouls. Gosh darn it. Ghouls. Double ghoul. Remember when I said I could flash it back? Well, now I feel stupid. Curse Scroll Rotting Giant. Top of the library. Keeps that in my hand. Let's go grab a swamp. Rotting Giant. Curse Scroll. The rack. I don't think we're going to be able to grind them out this way. Because they have Avalanche Riders. And I don't have a Wasteland. But, alas. I really mucked that up, not flashing that back. Should have just flashed it back and named Oath of Ghouls, just to be smart, but I wasn't smart, so. Can't win them all, can't win them all. Yeah, the Elder, they're gonna get to go search their, yeah. This is quite a pickle I'm in. I think I'm kind of locked out here, because they can just keep getting Avalanche Riders. That player whose target chooses target player whose graveyard has fewer creatures than... What is this? And is their opponent. So basically, if you have more creatures in your graveyard, your grass. Alright, we can't win from here. GG's. With the survival being added as well, that's a big problem. Right here. Infest doesn't hit what we need it to actually hit. It's really just perish. Tempting Worm. It's very tempting. I think Tempting Worm is better than Rotting Giant. And I could be wrong on that. Maybe this is a 2-worm matchup. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's a 2-worm matchup. Alright. Yeah, I'd like to play first. Okay, I will keep this. I'm going to lead Duress. I know Duress is not the best in this matchup, but I'm going to try it. They went to 6. Let's see what they got over there. What are we up against? There's a survival. That would have been disgusting with a natural squee. It's just wrong. Huh. I still think I develop Ravenous Rats here. No, I don't. Who am I joking? Just hit them with a quick exile. Swamp. Uktabi Orangutan is going to come down here at some point. I would like to force them into a difficult choice here by playing Ravenous Rats. Okay. And I'm going to play just a Llanowar Wastes out. Okay. We will have something to hit if they Uktabi Orangutan right here. Where are they pointed it at? It's got to be the Graveyard Hate, right? Draw a card. Picked up a Naturalize. That's enormous for future investments. I want to get in with the Elves. I'll trade. Thinking about it. I respect that. We know they just have a squee in their hand. So I'm going to just deploy library here. Okay. I love library. It's one of my favorite cards to stick on the stack. I think it's fantastic. This is a bad matchup for us, though. We just have a lot of not good creatures against their deck. To be entirely honest. Their 2/2 can go rumble if they want. I'm not going to block. Because like I said, they want creatures in the graveyard. What I'm going to do here. Put on top of the library. Put on top of the library. Treetop Village. Chain of Smog. I hope they have an Oath in their hand. At least that was the plan. It's a Reflecting Pool. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Discard the Naturalize. We know it's on top of the deck. Oh! Sorry. That's a mistake. I do not want to continue to copy this. Click the wrong button there. Treetop's in and Treetop can beat. They wanted Squee back. It's good for them. Avalanche Riders. That kind of sucks. Okay, they're going to hit the Treetop. That really sucks, actually. I am just going to lay a chump down here. I think I would like to see the top of my library again. Alright. Put on top. Pay 4. Let's fetch away the Naturalize. It is nice to have it there. Let's hope we can draw it at a later date. There's a Squee. Rotting Giant has a disgusting amount of stuff to both block and attack with. They're going to pay for the Riders. They're not. It's Squee and one mystery card. I swear to God, if they just ripped an Oath, I'm going to be bummed. Because I just got rid of that Naturalize. I'd love to find that little bugger that does the exiling again, though. That would make my life a lot better. Just start chipping away at their library. Okay. Let me see what else we're working with in here. Ooh. This is a lot of goodies. Let's go. Top. Can I actually undo that? I can. Ha, never knew that. Wow. I don't want to make them discard, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of that Llanowar Elf. I think I go top. Say okay. Attack here. Let them double block. No block. I'm just gonna Rotting Giant then. And we're in a position where we can just start bombing them. That's disappointing. Well, can't win them all. They have 3 activations now. Ooh, boy. Okay. All right. We're going to have to wade through this. Monk Realist. What a bummer. Goodbye, Sylvan Library. Okay. Alright. I'm going to beat in here. Exile 2 cards. Okay. Exile Bloodstained Mire. Anyone want to lay a block down? The rack. Okay. Very nice. Drop in the rack. They just F6 there? I thought they had a Llanowar Elves up. Maybe I'm tripping. Squee goes bye-bye. I go get another orangutan. Blow up the rack. Or my curse scroll. Yeah. I am slowly getting tired of playing against survival of the fittest decks. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. There goes the rack. Wow. What a good pickup. I'm gonna hit the Vandals with Funeral Charm. Well, Curse Scroll. And then I'm gonna Funeral Charm. They do not have another creature in their deck. That's what that indicates to me. Funeral Charm goes away. The rack goes away. Forgot to pay that the other day. I didn't forget. It just didn't pop up. We're actually fighting pretty well against this deck. Not going to lie to everyone. I was a little nervous. So they have a Squee back in their hand. I mean, I don't know if this deck plays sweepers or what. Curse Scroll is going to lead to an issue for them. But they got to lay down some serious blocks. Squee goes bye-bye. Probably another Vandals. A Wall of Blossoms. Interesting. Huh. I think we're drawing wild now as well. So we double routing Giant in. All right, GG's. We took them. Very nice. I think that was Parfait or Feb, one of the two. Not 100% sure. I'm not the best with deck teams. I think that's Feb, but let me know what it is in the comments. Pretty sure it is. Regardless, let's talk about the deck on the outro. Well, we ended up going 1 and 2 in our testing. Final match was really good, by the way. I'm a little bit quieter because it's nighttime for me now, but I was very, very pleased with the way that deck felt during that period. This is a tough deck. I do think that there's power here. I think this is a great shell for Tempting Worm. But at the same time, I really just don't think that green is how I want to splash into my rack deck. I don't think it offers quite enough. I do like the power of Sylvan Library, and I do like Tempting Worm, but Tempting Worm is a bit of a gamble if you don't have early disruption. And Funeral Charm is a tough position for the deck because it doesn't really feel like disruption. It just feels like an enabler for the rest of the game plan. Like a late game Funeral Charm with a rack or two out feels great, but an early game turn 1 Funeral Charm feels way less impactful than a turn 1 Duress. And the gap there is what really hurts. I do like the modality of Funeral Charm. I'm not complaining about it. I just think with Tempting Worm in your 2 slot, obviously you probably want to drop it a bit later, but if you're getting early pressure, you kind of have to drop it. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult slot to be in. Sylvan Library feels great in this deck. I enjoy it a lot. It seems like it does a ton of work. I also like that this deck brings Treetop Village along with it. I think that's a fantastic card. But the only addition that the deck has for green outside of that is Naturalize, which is very good, don't get me wrong. But I do wonder if this deck just doesn't want green. I haven't found a color pairing that I love yet. I've played all four. And I think that the closest I've come to really enjoying the deck, and I think that it has its most modality and power, is blue-black. I think the mana fixing with the fetch lands is incredibly underrated. But I also think that Psychotog just fits this game plan exceptionally well. So, this is a cool deck. For everybody watching, I'm not saying this in a super negative manner. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts. When I look at this deck, I really enjoy the way that the rack plays. It's a fun play pattern for me. Yeah, it's control, but it's hand hate, and I love hand hate. I've loved hand hate since I started playing 60 card formats. I used to play, my first foray into a pre-modern style was during COVID. My friend and I put together essentially what ended up being dual decks. It was Prince format of middle school, which at that time I thought was just pre-modern. When I came back to pre-modern, funny enough, I thought it was middle school. It just got a new game name and a rebranding. But in that format, we were only allowed to play commons and uncommons, and we were fresh out of college, you know, poor kind of cats. So we ended up playing, basically it turned into dual decks. I played mono black hand hate with hippies and dark rituals, and he ended up playing mono green elves. And it was a lot of fun. I love hand hate. I wish, you know, him was in this format. I love it. I play him till the day I died. So, regardless of anything, I recommend this deck. If you think green's your flavor of choice, run it with green. I do think mono black is where you don't want to be. The consistent mana base is nice, but not being able in any way, shape, nor form to deal with like a natural or a enchantment is a real issue right now. It's a very enchantment heavy deck or enchantment heavy meta. Same with artifacts. So having access to a naturalize or disenchant is fantastic. But also you can get there with what's the name of it? Chain of Vapor and stuff like that. Or just pack of nulls, you know, if you're in blue. So definitely something to consider. I do like this deck. This deck it's a fun one to run. I still think blue-black is my preferred flavor, but give green a shot. Maybe you got a better setup than I do. Very possible. I didn't do quite enough thought thinking maybe. And played a little bit loose from time to time, but I am playing a lot of random decks, so it takes a little bit for me to get used to them. But regardless, let me know what you think down below. Seriously, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think is the best flavor of rack. I'm not 100% certain right now, but I think it's blue-black. If you're a diehard mono black fan, let me know how that's been running for you. I am genuinely interested to hear. So, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I really do. I thank you all. This has been 3-2 Brew, and until next time, cheers.